Oh my god. Hey Earthlings, how you feeling? I'm doing... Oh wait, you didn't ask me, did you? Oops. Anyway, I should probably turn this down. It's gonna be like ridiculously in the background. Anyway, sometimes I like to just sit around and think of certain things. I don't know if I'm the only one that thinks of it, but I think of it. Sometimes I just come out of nowhere with just some crazy stuff like, oh man. I definitely have like problems sleeping sometimes. It's really not a good thing. But I mean, I find myself coming up with some crazy theories, and one of them that I really would try to focus on in this video here is sincerity. Now, I know a lot of, it's the way that human beings are nowadays. And it probably has always been like that in a lot of different situations, a lot of social situations. You have to kind of like, not kiss ass, but be cordial, yes, is the term, polite. But those situations I'm not really concerned about, because that's kind of just being polite and just general manners. Because, by having manners like that is going to almost guarantee like a positive response, unless people are just total, and obviously not in their right mind or just not good people. But what I'm talking about is if somebody is trying to be sincere just because they think it's the right thing to do. Yeah, I don't really think that's being nice or sincere. It's definitely not being sincere. It's being fake nice, like phony nice. And in the long run, it really isn't nice, because you're being like phony to both parties. You're being phony yourself also. That's what I mean by both parties. Being phony to the person you were obviously communicating with in whatever form. I'm not even going to get into what forms. But you just, I don't know, like, it could just lead to something really bad in a way. That's why shit is just so complex, I think, nowadays. Like, in a lot of ways, the internet has helped a lot of people. And obviously, the way people communicate in certain ways, literally the way we get news is almost like basically, if you're just sitting around all your devices, like you're like not home all day and night to see the news, you can catch a lot more of the news off of any of your devices than you can on, that and the radio and all that kind of stuff still. But the internet, you could catch a lot of news. Especially more like in the entertainment field and everything like that, but it's just our culture now. But the internet has also made certain things more accessible, i.e. maybe thought to be attainable, if that makes sense. And that could be detrimental. So, you just gotta kind of know your limits and boundaries and stuff. But I just think sincerity could be, I mean, you can't really teach sincerity to somebody. They either are genuine or they're not, because people could be nice to you every single day of your life and have ulterior motives behind your back. I mean, that's just the way it is. Or people could be this is the weirdest part. This is what people really don't understand. People could, like, maybe not always be assholes to you, but, like, always, like, pick on you and be like, oh, I'm always, like, messing with you. But, like, deep down, they really do care about you. So, and they may never say that. That's the weird thing, like, they may never actually say that, but just judging by like what they would do in certain situations. Like basically when the chips are down, what would they do to be on your side? So that is how sincerity is complex. I think a lot more nowadays than ever. Because I think communication was a lot more straightforward back before, my generation plus 10 years, let's say, was. Because I think things were just a lot simpler. People had a lot less technology to thumb around with. People were just out there more. Like, I honestly would want to live back in the times of when they had those friggin' drive-in theaters. I thought that was like an awesome idea. Like, that's fucking awesome to just be like, we're outside watching a movie. I mean, like, literally, even if it was just by myself, I wouldn't even care. Like, that's a cool thing. I mean, obviously, well, bring somebody with you. But yeah. But I don't know. I just always thought that was a cool idea. And our generation and probably one or two, or maybe the generation before me, might have caught the tail end of those drive-ins. Because, oh man, I remember growing up, I think it was off of this road called Wyckoff, going like all the way on the other side, going toward this town called Farmingdale. There's like a Wawa over there now, with that gas station shit, the one that has them both together. But yeah, it was like one of those like old abandoned drive-ins. And I was like, oh man, like that was like an actual little thing that they had over there. And it was the only one. I mean, I think usually like with drive-ins they only have like one within whatever area. I would think. I have no idea. But I mean, I don't know. I just always thought that was a cool thing. And I think stuff like that, and like when I was little, they had the roller rink. Like, there was just, like, more social stuff to do, I think. More social places to be. Not everybody just goes to the mall, and it's just like, okay. Everybody's just shopping or eating or... I don't know. I sound like George Carlin right now. It's really funny. Because I definitely remember him saying this. I just happen to actually agree with him on this one. About just how there's just, like... It's just like everything's the same now in this country, almost. There's no, like, culture. That's why I'm like really proud I'm from the East Coast, because we definitely got like some original stuff that is in no other part of the country. Wow, that was being like extra jump on the East Coast bandwagon over there. But yeah, that's not what I'm trying to do in this one. I could definitely dedicate an entire video to the East Coast if I really wanted to, but I'm not really trying to do that. Everybody already knows the East Coast is the best coast anyway, so we don't even have to go there, you know what I'm saying? But it just, I don't know, I kind of went off on a little tangent, but things aren't really as personal, and I think by them not being as personal as they once were, it kind of creates this, like, gap of communication, and by constantly not actually hearing a voice, maybe it may affect how you can engage. Even if you just always talk on the phone, I think people were more engaged into how personal people are, because you always hear the voice and you hear the tone of them, and you can play off of that. But I think that, super like crazy technology that has, evolved in even in the last 10 years, well, let's say 15 to 20 years, I think it's kind of made things less personal and made people either really, really, like, like in the general sense, like people do know who they are, but they would be considered, I guess popular, even though they wouldn't really be popular in real life, just like by being on a screen. If that makes sense. Oh man, that sounds really bad, but I don't mean it like that. I mean it like, but and then like in real life they could have like maybe 2 or 3 friends, and that's it, like, not to say that that's a bad thing, but I don't know, kind of just changes things too much. Like, you gotta kind of find a balance, and like by things not being balanced like that, I don't really know if people know. I don't know. This is a really general statement to make, but it's you can't teach something like that. Like, you have to really. And I think by there being so much information just like thrown at us at any given second, I think it gives us this like sense of urgency to constantly be entertained. So that could be the reason why people don't necessarily like have a good attention span, at least not initially. They may, this and this, blah, 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 blah. You go back and forth, and it's just like, well, oh my god, blah, 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 blah. I gotta tweet this, like, whatever happened to this, like, just anything, any crazy shit, or I gotta post this, I gotta like this one's page, I gotta do that. Like, it's just a constant urgency to constantly communicate with stuff that has nothing to do with them in a lot of ways. But I don't know if that is just the way it is, or it's just shallowness, or like I said, you can't teach people to be sincere. They either are or they're not. And I know there are still some sincere people, I shouldn't make a general statement like that, but I do think you should try to keep it alive a little more. Just a little bit. Just a little bit more. And if not, then whatever. I never said that my thoughts were always, the best going around here. I'm just making a suggestion. But yeah, I mean, if you just kind of consider what I was saying in this video, and just kind of look around for a minute, and it is easy to not really notice it at first because you're so surrounded by it, and so like, okay, you're bombarded with this and bombarded with that. And I know people have like crazy ass schedules nowadays, and that's why people have all these devices to constantly be connected with everybody, because they're never around to actually see them. That part I get. That's not even what I'm talking about. That's like a freaking, I don't know, like economics video or something to make people not have to work as much. But yeah, that's not going to happen in this country. Anyway, I don't really know how to end this one. All I could say is that, you gotta try to keep certain things, like, true to yourself. Like, there are times where you do have to kind of, like I said, you don't have to kiss anybody's ass. That's not what I'm telling you to do. But you do have to be polite in certain situations. Like, I'm not saying you just, like, randomly go up to people and be like, oh my god, I can't stand your shirt or something. Or, like, whoa. Like, okay, here you go. Here's a great example. These are two really good examples. And they could be literally sincere. You go up to somebody who has, like, the craziest looking shirt. Let's say it's a dude going up to another dude, and he's like, dude, I can't stand your shirt. I want to fucking punch you in the face because of your shirt. He could be legitimately sincere. I'm not saying to do shit like that. Like, you gotta kind of understand what I mean by being sincere. Like, context clues. And at the same point, giving a compliment to, like, a random chick that is, like, legitimately with her boyfriend. Like, they're, like, holding hands and, doing all kinds of shit. Like, you gotta kind of understand where I'm going with this. You don't do shit like that. Unless you're just a complete sociopath. So, try to keep sincerity alive, people. Thank you.